right, welcome into Beers by the Ivy. Beers by the Ivy, presented by Joey Scott Media. I'm Joey Scott. This is my sports podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about a number of different topics. This is the kind of content I want to get into, where it's just long form content. Please like and subscribe. We're doing our best. We're moving content left and right each day, mainly on shorts, but we're also trying to bring long form. Just getting going here, but I appreciate everyone's support. Today, we're going to talk about Pacers Knicks Game 7, do a little preview, what I'm seeing. We're also going to talk about Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. We're talking about the Scottie Scheffler mess, a little bit of PGA championchip, and of course we're going to talk about Cubs to close off the video. I do want to start off with Pacers Knicks. I'm from Indianapolis. So I'm a Pacers fan. Game 6, another blowout. It's funny how this series started so competitive, and then essentially the last 3 games have just been blowout, blowout, blowout. And it's funny how the home team is such a different team than the road team. Each place. It's like the Pacers are home, they actually play energized offense and pretty good defense. If the Knicks are home, they play extremely tough, and vice versa. So, like, Pacers away, they play like absolute soft pancakes. If the Knicks are away, they essentially play with zero energy. So, Game 7, I think it's going to really come down to, I'm honestly sick of talking about it, but can the Pacers compete? That's what I want to know. Right? Each team's seen the other team. I mean, it's been 6 games. You've seen all the matchups. Brunson's seen everyone who's going to defend him. Right? Like, can we compete with the Knicks? Can we compete with their toughness? Can we compete with the Garden? That's where I'm at. Like, winning at home, it's like, yeah, we should win at home. It's not that impressive. But can we win on the road? Can we actually show, as Pacers, can we actually show we have a little bit of toughness, a little bit of guts? Because we haven't traveled with guts barely at all. Maybe game 1, game 2, we had a decent amount of guts, but just like, what are we doing? Can we just compete? It's as simple as that. I think the Pacers can win. If I'm telling you right now, if Hart doesn't play and the Pacers lose, that is a complete embarrassment of basketball. Absolute embarrassment of basketball if the Pacers cannot beat the Knicks without Hart. That being said, I think he'll play. He's a tough guy. I think he'll play. Trying to be happy about the Pacers, but at the same time, it's just like when you're in the fight, you're in the fight. Be happy after you win the series. But until then, stay focused, stay motivated. One thing, too, I want to say about Halliburton, because he's getting a lot of flack, because like his game is so up and down on like what his numbers are. It's just whatever the team defines they need out of Halliburton, that's what is needed out of Halliburton. Right? If Siakam's going to score 20 points, 25, 30 points a game, great. That means probably Halliburton probably doesn't need to score as much. If Turner's going to play like he did last night, great. If McCollum's going to get 15 again off the bench, then probably Tyrese Halliburton doesn't need to score 30 points. But whatever the team defines they need out of Halliburton is what he needs to bring. It's just simple as that. All right, I do want to move on to Caitlin Clark, Fever, Indianapolis again. And it's just tricky, right? I'm watching some of their game, and it's just like they don't run the same fast-paced offense that they did at Iowa. So it's not as good as a watch, quite frankly. And I keep thinking it's just like, they're trying to get commercial flights or get away from commercial flights. And now they have charter flights, and it's an investment. And it's just like the WNBA is becoming a business, like an absolute business. And they need to look at it like it's an actual absolute business. They can't have their star key player, the person who's driving revenue more than any other player, the person who is essentially making teams leave their normal arena to go to bigger arenas because that's how much tickets they're selling at away games. Folks want to see Caitlin Clark. They cannot have her on a team that just sucks. They need to do something interesting. This is your time to shine, WNBA, right here. This is your moment. This is your time. You have a player who has the attention of the American audience. You guys need to do something unique to make sure that she's in a perfect system and is supported and has talent around her. I don't think you can afford her to have a terrible year this year and a bad year next year. I think there needs to be some type of trade, some type of movement, something from the WNBA to support her, And this is all leagues, right? This isn't the NBA, this isn't the NFL, this is not establishments. Okay, in terms of system. We are getting our ass kicked by all the other leagues, and we need to do something to make sure that our star player has what she needs to be successful. If I was them, I would be all in. And a lot of leagues have done this. MLS, bring in David Beckham, I think he got paid more his salary than the rest of the league added up combined. Right? There has to be some uniqueness to get Caitlin Clark and the Fever off the ground. And you don't schedule her first two games national television against like really good teams too. It's just the optics of this. NFL, what do? They give Harbaugh complete two cupcake games. The first game's against the Raiders at home. Like they want him to start off strong. Like WNBA, this is planning. You have to a little bit as a business manipulate the league. It's just the regular season. You got to do a little bit of just marketing for your players. You know. Aye. All right, skipping into the next crazy story. Scottie Scheffler. I made a video about this before, like even the news broke, but I was pretty much saying like we got to give Scottie Scheffler the benefit of the doubt. I think we all understand he's most likely appears to be a very good person. Let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna rip the PGA here. What other sports league? What other sports company organization would let their top person get arrested going into the stadium? Like that's like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes getting arrested going into the AFC Championship game. Just trying to go into the game. That's all they're trying to do. They're not doing anything stupid. They're just trying to go in the game. And you're telling me that the best player in the world has to deal with a weird situation? Why is there not communication? Why is there not comms? Like it's a complete embarrassment by the PGA on the fact that your best player has to deal with nonsense commotion like this. There's just no excuse for it. There just has to be something different. It has to be a different way for players to get in the course, a different line. There just has to be a solution. You cannot have your best player having to deal with normal people traffic going into the game, going into the course. There's just no effing chance. So not a great story for golf, but could be a great story for golf if he triumphs, which I think he will. Okay, let's kind of go into the actual tournament itself. Scheffler or Schauffele -12. Just everyone's ripping up the course, quite frankly. Like everyone's under par on this course. And Friday, Saturday, PGA, like who cares? Right? We're talking Saturday and Sunday. Masters, Thursday, Friday, okay, like everything matters. PGA, these other tournaments, sorry to say it, other majors, but let's be real. What are you going to do on Saturday and Sunday? That's when most people are going to watch. That's when people are going to tune in. And Schauffele -12, solid round. See if he can finish. He's choked in the past. Not trying to throw shade. I'm just, calling it as it is. Scheffler -9. I think he shot a 66 yesterday with all that trouble. I'm rooting for him, quite frankly. I like the story. I like people who triumph. I like adversity. People who are coming to adversity. That's life. That's sports. That's why I love sports. So I'm rooting for him. And then Tiger, of course, missed the cut. I said this during my master content. Just glad to see him out there. I'm just happy to see him on TV and doing his thing. So, yeah. I thought about this. I didn't make a content on this after the Masters, but I thought, like, how cool would it be if his son continues to progress in the golf world and he, like, becomes his son's caddy for the Masters and his son wins the Masters with Tiger on the bag? That would be one of the coolest things that's ever happened in sports. Just a little side note there. All right, let's move into the Cubs. Bears by the Ivy. We are a sports podcast. We focus on the Cubs, but it's getting beers in Wrigleyville. That's essentially the podcast. We talk all things sports, but we do definitely focus on the Cubs. A lot of my content's about the Cubs. Cubs absolutely getting destroyed recently. We're 4 for 10 in terms of winning. 4 for 10. 4 wins, 6 losses in the last 10 games. I'm not going to say it's the talent. It's the injuries. It's the injuries. I mean, you look at it, Suzuki out, Swanson out, Horner out, Bellinger's been out, Morel's got a foot, Happ's been out, Steele's out, some of our, bullpen's out. I mean, just the whole team's injured. There's something wrong, guys. Our strength and conditioning just isn't good enough. Something's wrong. We need to change up our diet. We need to drink, reverse osmosis water. I mean, I don't know. We need to do something. We need to start changing things up because right now, fundamentally, we are getting losses in the column just based on not having our guys. And it's hard to judge a team when you don't have your guys. The one thing I'll say is yesterday we put it absolutely flat, like embarrassingly flat. You cannot have a rookie pitcher, second start, come in and throw A no-hitter through six? A no-hitter through 6 innings? A rookie? Pirates? At home? Wrigley? 120 on a Friday, sunny? Oh my God. There's certain games you can lose, and I don't rip the Cubs for losing, at Atlanta. I didn't make a video when they lose at Atlanta, okay? If they win at Atlanta, I might make a video, but I'm not gonna make a video on that. But don't lose at home. I just cannot stand that. Don't lose at Wrigley, against the Pirates. Against the freaking Pirates. It's just, God. But once again, it's hard to judge because our team's not even on the freaking field. Horner and Swanson, the most two important defensive players, are both out. It's just, golly. We got to turn it around now. You can't go down. Nice thing is we're still second division. Pirates are still a bunch of games back. But we got to get up there. We got to start competing more. Guys got to step up, and we need leadership. We need better leadership. You got to have the team. These guys who aren't playing every day, these guys who are mainly bench players, AAA players, we got to get them feeling like they're AAA players. Too many at-bats where they're standing over the plate, and you just, like, as a fan, you're watching, you're like, man, I don't know if this guy's going to get a hit. We need that vibe, We need that, like, Dansby Swanson vibe where he's standing over the plate. He's going to get a hit. Morel, Bellinger, where you're like, we got the momentum here. We're going to get a hit. That's what we need more of. Okay, that wraps things up for Beers by the Ivy. Please like and subscribe. Just getting going here. I've got 20 people so far. That's a blessing. But really looking forward to growing this. Also learning about what content people like and really tailor forming the content towards that. I like these things where I cover multiple topics. So we'll see where that takes us. But yeah, appreciate the time. We're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. So yeah, thank you. Talk soon.